Hello, my friends. It is I, Alphinius Goo. Ha-ha. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope you're all having a marvelous Saturday. Hope most of you are not at work. It's hard to do work on Saturdays. I know how it is. I've done that before myself. And say hello to Camera Mandy. She's behind the camera. Hello, Camera Mandy.
Hello. Hopefully all this audio is sounding awesome.
So Camera Mandy's been working feverishly to put up this new program and all of these new things. And there's a bunch of whiz bangs that are going to happen over the course of this stream today, right, Camera Mandy?
Absolutely. So this is the first time we're premiering episode with the new program. Things will not go as smoothly as I want them to, but they will still be great. I'm already predicting it.
There's not going to be smoothness, it's going to be roughness.
No, I'm going to do my absolute best, but there's a lot of really cool functionality in this program, and there's going to be a bit of a learning curve. I'm just putting that out there right now. So
you know it's going to be good. It's got a lot of cool stuff, and we'll add more things to it. Makes it easier for her and I to do the slideshow when we're doing these tours and all of these things. And we have a great stream today. I'm very excited for it. I got a chance to pop into the Writers Guild a little bit this morning. It was a little quiet in there. You know, I all needed coffee. I need a coffee. Speaking of that, Camera Mandy, how come I don't have a coffee? I should have got one. What am I thinking? I've been here for an hour.
I know. I'm like actually kind of stunned. I'm like, how did we miss out getting you coffee?
That is all right.
I have coffee. I made very sure that I had coffee.
And it's a huge thermos full of it too. You could share, just a little bit. Anyway, friends, we have a great stream. We're going to finish off the tour that we began, the Bogshore Road and all of that stuff. Oh, look at Miss Goo is texting me. Oh, she wants us to go to the Electric Safari tonight. I don't even know what that is, but I'll have to dig into it a little bit. Probably with the little Grandy dudes and little Grandy girl. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. Anyway, doesn't that sound marvelous? What is it called?
It's called the Electric Light Safari.
Is it at the zoo or something?
Yeah, it's at the zoo. They put up lights all over the zoo.
So it's like a really cheapened down Disney electric parade.
I mean, it's like Animal Kingdom Disney. Yes.
All right. Well, that sounds great.
Also, I'm seeing, by the way, a lot of first-time people in our chat. And so I want to say welcome.
Hello, friends. No, it is marvelous. We are very committed to this stream, Camera Mandy and I are. We do this on Saturdays, and our goal with it is to really. A lot of people have asked us, could we please, give overviews of areas of Zyathé? Could we, do announcements and Kickstarter information and all that stuff? And I'm actually, after this thing, I'm going to go hang out in the Discord because I have a bunch of things that I have to sign. And so hopefully a couple of you will choose to come hang out there with me while I'm signing all of these things, and we can talk about stuff while I'm Alphiniusing.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
No, that's what I'm hoping to do.
Yes.
I'm hoping that we can have a little fun while we're doing that, because it's pretty mindless work, as you know, Camera Mandy, and there's a lot of them that I have to do. So, but anyway, friends, so wonderful stream today. We got some great things to show from social media. We got some great things to talk about with regard to the Kickstarter. We've got, of course, the tour with the Essenverd and this Oldroyd territory and all of this stuff. And we'll do a quick reprise of part 1 just to catch everybody up if you didn't catch part 1 before. And then Camera Mandy, we got a bunch of other little things we're going to show up. We're going to have that unveiling of the mature content thing. That's right, the mature content.
So there is a very graphic fantasy. Wait, when I say this, I'm like, I can't say it. That doesn't sound like porn. It's not porn. It is just.
No, it's not porn.
I know, I'm like, graphic fantasy art. And then I'm like, wait, that doesn't work either.
It's graphic fantasy art. Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's just a little violent.
Yes.
So if you're a little squeamish.
We will put out a get the children out of the room warning before we put it up.
But I also wanted to show it here first because I wanted to get everyone's opinion. Do
you want to do it now? We can go ahead and do it.
No, let's wait a little bit.
You want to wait a little bit? Okay, build up the suspense a little bit.
No, it's not that. It's just, I want to make sure people on the stream, and I want to get their opinions, because I think this is pretty cool, actually. It's those of you who know, I've really been battling hard to make these Thule a really creepy and scary antagonist for your players. And I wanted it to be very much on par with some of the classic scary creatures of all time. And I think we are doing that. We're getting a lot of feedback that people are really liking and not liking these tools. So we'll see what you have to say when we show this thing in a little bit. All right,
what do you want to do for us? We'll start with something.
Look, see this? Look at this. Look at how this is working here. Look at you. I can point there. I can point there. Oh, look, right there. Look at that. Now, listen, y'all, I want to tell you, I know a lot of you helped out Camera Mandy and dear Michelle. It was her idea, right? Camera Mandy.
Yeah, this was Michelle and Casey's idea. Yes.
So, of course, we have had this wonderful thing for the first time. We had the Westverd, which is the West Verdestia tome, get published. And this was the first of all of our materials that we produced that had really a lot of input from our wonderful community. There's 30, 40 some contributions inside from the Contributors Guild. There's a number of folks who helped us write sections. And, this is part of this dream, right, is to give us all a chance to be able to do this together, right? So the Westford is marvelous. It's a wonderful, wonderful tome. And of course, right now, we are finishing up the Essenverd, which we are I'm going to see a press proof, I hope, on Monday. So that's exciting, yes. So, but wonderful Michelle and wonderful Casey, I guess you got together. Well, you could tell the story, cameraman. You tell them how this kind of went about.
Okay, so basically, Michelle and Casey messaged me originally for Genghis Khan to ask if we could present this, or not Genghis Khan, I'm sorry, Gen Con. To ask if we could present this poster, which has all the signatures from the contributors for West Verdestia on it. And we had said absolutely, but then everything hit the fan with COVID. Yeah. And I was I had been working crazy hours and was just too exhausted to even go to Gen Con. And so it fell through. And so after that, Michelle sent me this super enthusiastic email, she was like, I have this amazing idea. Let's go big. And originally they wanted to take over the stream in the morning, which just wasn't going to work because you can't actually hear videos when we play them on the, so we had to use StreamYard, which is the other software that we use when we go remote. Anyway, so this whole thing came together and we did a video takeover this is the very first shot of it.
Told me, she said, you need to be on this stream at Wednesday night at 7 o'clock.
I put it on his schedule and I said, you just have to log on and look okay. Which, I mean, the first one achieved. Second one, no.
You need a haircut.
You were very tired. Yes. Yeah, you've been working really long nights. And so anyway, and it was awesome. The contributors, a bunch of them had sent in videos, just giving heartwarming messages to Alphinius. A lot of people joined us live on stream. So we had a whole hour and a half. The show was only supposed to be an hour, but it was an hour and a half of just love and heartwarming times. And so,
well, I tell you, I from the bottom of my heart, I was so touched. And of course, I'm so tired, right? And have been just battling. Not just me. There's others around here, in particular, our dear Kaya, who's been really, really battling with me to get this Essenverd out. Joanne as well has worked really, really hard on it, and a number of our folks around here. Ali spent a lot of time in there, and of course we've had a lot of people contribute to it, right? But we're getting down to the end, and we're trying to make sure that there's not mistakes and that it's pretty and all of this stuff. And there's a couple nights where I stayed up most of the night, and Mandy knew about this. She was worried about me a little bit, but I'm really doing fine. And then this wonderful thing happens, right? When you're kind of feeling tired and down, and you know how it is, right? And all of a sudden, a bunch of people just give you really wonderful love, and it was marvelous. And I will probably remember it until I get some kind of weird thing with my brain and don't remember anything anymore, which hopefully never happens.
But we're staying uplifting here. That's never going to happen.
Yes, I don't want to have that happen. Yes, I'll never forget. Yes. I'll be like the donkey or the elephant or whatever it is, something like that, right?
Anyway, if you're interested in checking this out, it is posted up on YouTube. It'll stay there forever, and it was just very sweet and heartwarming. And we are looking forward to, not as a surprise, but we are definitely going to do the same thing with East Verdestia, getting it all signed by everyone and
put them on the walls.
Oh yeah, it's going up in the studio for sure.
So listen, y'all, and again, I want to say this. I've said this to many people. I'm going to say it again. If you are nervous, I can't write, it's not my skill. It's okay. We want to be able to have folks bring their ideas. That's what editors and folks who maybe have a little more skill, if you're not a really strong writer, that's what they're for. So that's what we want you to do. So don't be afraid to do the contributors, and everybody who contributes, as long as it's accepted, and we try to accept most of them, you're going to get a little reward that's worth, $15, $20. In fact, we got, after the first of the year, we got a nice package going out to a number of contributors, because most of the rewards they take time, right? So one of the rewards is map 1 of Darkenhaven, right? And we, haven't even published Darkenhaven yet, but it was the first map of the Maw that you get a one of those, which is really a beautiful map, and it's worth, you know, considerably more than, you know, $10-15. And it's less than a page of copy is required. And so it's really easy as long as the idea is there, right? That we can take and put it in there. So this is the idea. If you've not joined the Contributors Guild, it's easy. It's all over the Facebook in the what is it? What do they call that? It's in the announcements, but I forget. It's the rules.
Yeah, and we also have it up on the website. It's gooeycube.com/guild. I'm going to put that in the chat. And also, just remember that maybe you're not the best writer, but you have come up with a cool monster, or you have come up with a cool interaction or NPC or something like that that your players were really attracted to. And
you want to share it with others, right?
Absolutely.
And we'll do our best to put it in the materials, right? And by the way, the Westward had a bunch of Easter eggs, including the maps, right? The maps have all these little names and all this stuff. So if you're going through there and you see something that looks, you know, like your name, but with an apostrophe stuck in there or something else or whatever, and you go, is that me? You're probably right. It probably is you, right? And then there's a bunch of other little Easter eggs. There's a lot of our characters, people who've made portraits, and their characters are starting to appear in the materials. And so we're really excited about that. In fact, we're going to show three pieces of artwork around that here in a little bit after we do social, right? We're going to do social first.
Yeah. So that's what.
But anyway, to all of you, thank you. It was delightful and touching, and turned my whole week around. It was wonderful.
Okay. So next up, Ben posted.
Ben.
Yes.
Yes, Ben.
So first off, our designer who just redid the show, her name's Lolo. You can see a picture here. Actually, let me go full screen on this one.
La 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 lo lo. I should not sing. It's not good. It's not good at all.
I mean, you have an amazing gruff kind of voice.
A gruff voice. Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
Okay. So basically, Lolo designed this overlay for Ben's stream, and Ben programmed all of these
in Fantasy Grounds. Yes.
And so he posted pictures to preview like what it looks like on Fantasy Grounds, and it looks so cool. And yeah, I think everything has come together really, really well. I love Lolo's art. Like she did all the little character.
Yeah, and then you put all the other stuff and wrap it around it. You know,
yes.
It's really, and Ben and also Keaton spent an awful lot of time on this one, right? They spent a lot of work. You know, Casey, of course, did us in Roll20, and we actually got a couple of folks who are interested in trying to do it in Foundry, but we haven't quite got the traction yet on that. But Pamela, I'm talking to you, and James. Yes, I know you were out there. Mm-hmm. You know what, Mendy? There's something I want to do when we get done with this. Don't go to the next one until I do what I want. Something I don't want to forget. So, but Ben, this is I've not played with Fantasy Grounds. I'm pretty much a table purist. It's just the way I am. But I was so impressed with this program, and it is amazing what it does for you as a game master in terms of storing things and passing things back and forth, inventorying, and all this kind of stuff. It's really quite wondrous, and the graphics are fantastic. So,
and there is a video on our YouTube page that goes over a lot of the details of Fantasy Grounds. And so definitely, if you like playing on computer, either check out Roll20, Gooey Cube on Roll20, or Gooey Cube on Fantasy Grounds.
And Ben is working on the second chapter. He already has done the first one. He's working on the second one because he's doing it he's got a stream that he's doing now, and some wonderful players. It's really fun. And we got a lot of streamers, you know, they just keep showing up, you know. Now with Rob, he's starting to do some stuff on YouTube. And of course we got, you know, the Roll Hit Die folks and Dan and all those guys. And then we've got the Marvelous Misfits, yes, of course, and James is out there with his little crew, which are wonderful folks. And then, of course, there's the Uncanny Pros. Yes, I'm not sure what that means. It's Uncanny Pros.
They're just uncanny.
Right? It means
what
it's really good words. That's what I think it means, right? Really good words. So anyway, so just take a moment before we go, Camera Mandy. Let me just, can you
hold on? Yes, let me take away. See, this is one of the things I have to figure out.
Oh, it's how to do a breakaway if you wanted to do.
Yeah, if I just want a clean breakaway. Hold on, but I have to remove it. See, this is the stuff. I know it's available. I just have to figure it out. So
well, then we don't need to do it now.
No. I got it. Ah, there you are. Hello.
So we had the privilege of, first of all, having our dear Pamela send us a bunch of these marvelous little stickers. Oh, it's got the plastic. My bad. That was there we go. Yes, these little stickers that can go on your car, right? So we are pretty serious about doing this Gooey community store. after the year end here, after we move into January, have to get a few more things off of our plates. We are pretty serious about doing this Gooey store for the community, and Gooey will take a little piece of it if you're using our stuff, right? You're gonna give us a little piece of it, but we're gonna give most of it to the folks who are doing the work. And Pam's got a bunch of people, I guess, that want these, right, Pam? There's a bunch of people that want to stick these all over their cars. I like that. It's really cool. Yes, I should do it. Anyway, it says got goo. It's marvelous. And then Dear Heather, look what Dear Heather made. So Dear Heather handmade this. It's a dice tray, right? And
I am so jealous.
Isn't that wonderful?
It is gorgeous.
Yeah, really. And Heather, marvelous. Thank you. We appreciate you so much. And we're going to put this on the wall. We're not going to roll dice in this, right? We're going to keep this in here. We're going to put it on the wall. So, but Heather is beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. It was, we showed up down there and met a lot of our friends and made some new friends that were down there. Star and Adam showed up and they brought me something too. It was cookies. So I don't have those to show. But they were delicious. Yes, quite delicious. Anyway, thank you, Heather, so much for this. This is marvelous. And then there's one other thing when we were down there. I showed these on the last stream. So this is, it says bad dice on the top there, yes? And you can, this is a true dice jail, right? This has got even little bars, right? You're gonna, hey, what are you gonna do? It's got these little bars and you can put your dice in there that have done bad things to you. And there's room for many, right? This is, you got a bad run with a bunch of bad dice, you just keep throwing them in, right? Till you get a good one. So anyway, Trudy has these and her husband hand makes them, and they're really marvelous. So that's gonna take a little place in here as well.
I love it.
For all of you who did these marvelous things for us.
Also, who sent you the Gooey Cube Dungeon Master light?
I'm almost sure this was Michael, but I got to go back to my notes because, and by the way, you all are so dear. You send us these things, it's just wonderful to slowly have our study here, filled up with these many wonderful things is just fabulous. It's just fabulous. And these mementos, because they mean something over time, as you continue on this path, right? They mean something. And so anyway, thank you, my friends. Thank you. All right, let's continue.
Okay, before we go on to the next thing, we had a joke from Alpha Ferret.
Nice.
Why do dragons, hold on, I lost it. I had it. Come back.
Why do dragons?
Okay, there it is. Okay. Why do dragons like to eat veteran adventurers?
Why do dragons like to eat veteran adventurers? I do not know.
Because they are well seasoned. Ba-dum-bum. Ba-dum-bum.
Yes,
okay.
Punny. Very punny. Everybody said, all right, let us continue.
Hey, I enjoy a good dad joke.
That's a dad joke if I've ever heard one.
Saying. Okay, next up. I should have showed this while you were talking about it. This is you at
when I was down there. Yeah, we got to do a couple of Game Master classes. And they were full. There was a lot of folks there. It was really quite fun. And I hope we gave some people some good tips, and they can take those back to their virtual tables or to their real tables. And it was a lot of fun. We had a great time at Board Fox down there with Trudy and her crew. It was wonderful. And of course, Casey was down there playing with the deck of Perilous Fortuity, playing all these games.
I think.
Yes.
Oh, I have a picture of the deck. Hold on one second.
Yes.
A deck of.
Oh, yes. So Cameron Mendy, this is a few people. We had this available in our Kickstarter. Were these dice boxes that are made by Master Monk, and they are really nice. They seal with magnets. There's no little things, and they're handcrafted, right? And they're really pretty. And we sold a number of them, and I still have a few extras, which I might. Can
I put dibs on one?
Put out for sale, yes.
You
want to buy one?
I want to dibs on one, yes.
All right, yes, we could probably make that work.
Okay, thank you.
But anyway, aren't those pretty? They're just handmade, and there's only 21 of them in the world. That's all there are. Yes, 21. And of course, there's a picture of my dear Miss Goo. She's right there from the wonderful Strangely Gooey Holiday.
Which is so funny. I'm going into the Strangely Gooey Holiday section. Jen got hers in the mail. Allie and Elle are working so hard to get these all shipped out to you.
And this is the little day. Yesterday was like a huge, double. It was a double, triple. I mean, it was a lot that they put out yesterday. So we are shipping lots of stuff. We're even shipping to our friends in Europe. We are doing this interim shipments. This is the second one I think that we've done domestically, and the first one we've done to Europe. And we are doing these at no charge to our wonderful friends as a thank you for helping us. And we're just going to keep trying to get this stuff into your hands as fast as possible. And we appreciate the support because the Kickstarter really did help us. Look, you got Rob up there.
Yeah. I mean, this is a big achievement for Rob. He's always wanted to be published.
Yeah, no.
So
I've shared the story, I think, about.
No, we don't have to go into the story. I think we've shared it on every stream but we love you, Rob. Thank you so much. And we're so happy that you are excited for this to be published.
Yeah, well, speaking of somebody else who's writing something special, Keith has been working really hard on Legends, Lore, and Libations.
Oh, I'm so excited.
And this is sort of a traveler guide, but it's like fiction. And he's running his little character around the Republic. And so there's a lot of new places to talk about and interesting things. So we're excited for Legends, Lore, and Libations. That's getting close to being done along with Magica manuscript and along with chapter 5. Yes.
Very
exciting.
cool.
Yes.
So this was posted by Scott because John, his son, dedicated this to him. And
this is Menace in the Mist.
Yes.
And, John dedicated
and I'm
it to
so
that.
touched.
Yeah.
I'm going to just start crying right now.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I just got very emotional, guys. This is just so sweet. And I love that Gooey Cube.
Just read it real quick.
Oh, I can't actually read it. It's really tiny on my screen.
Is it too tiny for you to see? It's
Yeah,
okay. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but go check it out. And I just think it is so amazing. I could go grab one.
No, it's okay.
They're right out there. Okay. Yeah. That we're able to help people make their dreams come true.
Yeah. So John did just a marvelous job with Menace in the Mist. And now, in contrast to Strangely Gooey Holiday, which has a little bit of darkness to it, but it's really kind of cute, right? Menace in the Mist is really it's dark and it's scary and it'll challenge your players and there's a lot of room to move if you want to kind of add your own spice to it. And and Scott was saying, it's a side quest, right? But it's about that thick, right? So it's got handouts and it's marvelous.
A 4-shot.
Really wonderful. Yeah, I think you all will love it.
Yeah. Okay, so Curtis, our friend Curtis, came to visit us at the office and picked up this nifty, beautiful map of West Fidestia.
Yeah, that's the West Fidestia map, and it's on that wonderful 6mm plastic. It's spectacular.
And these are available on the website, aren't they?
You can buy them, yes, if you wanted to. Yes, a few people have.
Yep, they're absolutely gorgeous. Okay, last but not least, Harry did this spectacular.
Yes, of Mikael.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which I said in the comments, he is too cool and too suave. Michael, who this is based off of, is not that cool.
Oh, yeah, well, he would differ with you, but you are god brother and god sister, so.
But no, this dude is cool.
Yeah,
so.
it's a great sculpt,
Yeah.
It's got that leaning on the sword thing.
I love the sword.
Yeah,
anyway.
It's a great sculpt.
Okay, anyway, we got to move on.
And that's from Harry, right?
Yes, that was from Harry.
Yes.
Okay, so we are going to go to Gooey Art. And this is fun. This is my first time getting to do this, so just give me a second.
Watch, there's a little special effect.
Gooey Art.
Do, 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 do.
I know, there's Bob Ross.
Or something right there, right?
Oh, I'll work on
Bobby Ross. Right
Bob Ross, Alphinius Bob Ross.
Happy little trees. Happy little trees. Happy little, we'll just put them right here. Little happy little trees.
I love it. Okay, anyway.
And if you're old enough to know what I'm talking about, you're old.
Adam and I, during the lockdown for our anniversary, that's what we did is we pulled up a Bob Ross art and just did a painting with a twist, but at home.
He was unbelievable. All the accolades and the people, just loved him. He's just what a marvelous soul. Just wonderful thing that he did. Do you know that his hair was actually straight? And apparently he had this perm, and he came on the show, and they made him keep it perm. This is what I've been told. Now, I have not honestly. This could be false. What do they call it? Fake news. But I don't think it is. That he really has straight hair. He did a perm, and then he had to keep the perm forever because everybody liked him with his fuzzy hair.
It made him stand out. So.
I guess so.
Yeah.
How would I look with fuzzy hair?
Okay, I was about to cut to the art, but then I realized that we have. Oh, how would you look with the fuzzy hair? You already get it when you don't sleep. Okay, but seriously, we are about to show a very graphic.
Are we gonna do that first?
Well, okay, we could do it. We could do it last.
Yeah, let's do it last.
Okay, so just know that
we'll tell you right before.
We have 4 images, yes, and so the last one, if you have any kids in the room,
or if you just get a little squeamish, it's not that horrible. Believe me, it's not that bad.
But it's pretty horrifying.
Anyway, so let's talk about this. So this is kind of my dream, and my dream is that over time, all of our characters that people are making their portraits of will actually begin to appear in the Weirded World. And so this is Strongarm McGillen's Tavern. It is on the square in Gravenstown, which is the high up area on the backside of the Gloomport. And it's kind of a raucous area, but it's not super crime ridden. It's a fairly popular place, and there's a number of folks in there. There's Carissa is in there, and you can see Rainy Windsong, and you can see Torlok and Lokebutt, and in the back are the Heart Foxes, and I mean they're just there's just a bunch of wonderful wonderful characters that are they're all our people, right? They're all, in fact, you can see Rain is he's got his ferret his weasel or whatever it is, I think it's a ferret, is drinking from his beer, but he's looking at Lokebutt like this guy's terrible. he ain't getting no tip,
Listen, if you go to the Gooey Game Master's Den of Enlightenment, Alphinius has literally memed every person.
Not yet. I've got a couple more to go.
Oh, you have a few more to go. But yes, go check out his memes. They are hilarious.
Yeah, I've got a couple.
I think my favorite one was the one about you being a lush. When everyone knows.
When everyone knows in the bar that you're a lush. Right? Why is Torlok look so mad because he's buying and Alphinius is drinking? Yes, okay. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yes. Anybody got a snoot? Jacob still got that bottle, my friend. Never going anywhere until we have a sip together. All right. So this is wonderful. This is one of them, but there's more, right? Because I showed this one before, but I'm showing it again. So this is Lenad Thiek, Matthias Redthorn, Teok Brystone, and his partner Falcone, and they are all our friends. This is Matt and Daniel, and this is Marvelous Harry and Harry's dear wife, and this is what we're going to do. This, and you can just start to get the feel of this whole thing as you look at this. This is actually this is the common room in a place we're talking about right now, which is called Bleakwater Station, and they are there in that image. So it is quite special.
So what is Gragnik's character's name?
Rain.
Rain.
Yes.
He wants to put it out there that he has great respect for Lokebutt, but it may be gas. Yes.
Well played, sir. Well played.
All right, you ready for the next one?
Yeah, and this one, I really, really like this. So long ago, one of the first portraits we ever did that was not a member of the Goo crew was AJ. And she came to us and she says, I have this wonderful piratey captain named Catway. And I want Catway to have a blood touch and blah, blah, blah. And then the tale began to grow in the telling. And then Marvelous Keith said, I want to have this Sarth named Graezon Larador. And so they actually now appear in the Adjuvandun Archipelago in the great battle that's taking place between the Valandians and their attempt to overtake the Adjuvandun. And
we're going to do a scenescape for this.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. Isn't that not wonderful?
Yeah, because you can feel like the action in it. Yeah. You can feel everything in this image.
Yeah.
And so I love the banner behind them.
Yeah,
I love
the flag of the Blood Fleet, right? So that is the...
Yeah, no, this is
it's so good. It's just, it's got, the smile on the captain's face. He just looks, way better than Johnny Depp. Yeah. Way better. No, absolutely. I'm just kidding. I mean, Johnny Depp is cool too, right? But this is, it's just, it's good. It's good.
There's been some controversy with Johnny Depp.
Oh, is there controversy I don't even know about?
Yes.
Oh, no.
So we're not so sure about Johnny Depp. But with that said, this image is not problematic. It's absolutely wonderful, and we love it.
Yeah, it's really, really beautiful and just wonderful. It's got so much emotion in it, right? It's just, and anyway, when you read about Graezon, you're right. He actually, one of the essays that is in the Westward is Graezon saying that he wishes the Valandians would be swallowed by the sea, right? And he talks about this, and you start to find out about why the blood touch disappear in in Valandia and sort of all this creepiness that is going on there with these three supreme consorts. It's a wonderful, wonderful set of tales, and Joshua put a lot of heart into those things, along with Gaia, and a little bit from yours truly, and some others. So it is a wonderful, wonderful work.
Okay, next up is the graphic image.
The unveiling. So this is for mature audiences only. Now, before you show it, Camera Mandy. So I really.
Oh wait, you see, this is like what I'm talking about. I gotta be better.
Look, I was half in, half out.
I know. I have to be better about fading it.
So there's in the Essenverd, the Essenverd book that we're just doing, and I posted this up in the Discord for people to read, and also I think in the Den as well. It talks about how the Thule have this thing called the ritual of devouring, or the rite of devouring. And it is a pretty creepy thing in and of itself, in terms of what they do and how it works and what happens to the spirit or the soul of the person when they do it and all this stuff. And they have these things that come out of their mouths. They are called vomicles. And these vomicles are very hard but flexible, prosthetic, prosthesis, I don't know, whatever you want to call them. And they can be used as not just for the rite of devouring or for the ritual of devouring, and also for consuming food, right, which is what they use these for, but they can also be used as weapons. And this is not the finished artwork that I'm about to show you, but it gives you a really good idea of how heinous the Thule could be as we move forward with them. And I think down the road, if we keep on this path that we're on, the pace that we're doing, and the things that are happening, I think people are going to look at the Thule and be like, "Man, those are cool." And I think that we will take a place with some of the greatest antagonists in the history of this game. So let's go ahead and show it to Camera Mandy.
Here we are.
There we go. Yes. Some people are like, "Oh, there's nothing wrong with that." Other people are like, "Oh my God." So anyway, the vomicles are being used here in a fairly traumatic fashion, right, to claim this victim's life. And I've been working with the artist who's Igor on this, and he likes the Thule. He helped us craft them, and we kind of went back and forth, and we got one more round on this one. But I'd just like to know, are we okay with this kind of? Is this a little too far? Just let us know. Put a little note in the chat or something like that.
Death by tongue lashing.
Yeah, it's terrible. You get ripped to death.
That was from James.
Yeah, James, what do you think, James? You like it, huh? I know James likes it.
Celisay, my inner paladin wants to smite it.
Yeah, right. Cut the head off.
This is good. This is from Curve Fuzzlas. That's a violent way to French somebody.
Kiss me, baby. Anyway, this is the Thule, and this is I think I hope you like them. I think your players are going to hate them. You bring them to the table in the right time, in the right fashion, and these Thule are going to be as good as just about any of the creepy races that we've had down through the years in these marvelous TTRPGs. So I like the Thule. All right. Camera Mandy, what's next?
Okay, watch me take this off before I fade.
Okay, there she goes. She takes it off and then she fades.
Oh, wow, so smooth. But I'll make it even better. There's got to be a way to just do it all in one swift motion. Someone says, reminds me of an ex. We have a question from...
Reminds you of your ex?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I'm glad it's your ex.
Exactly. A question from Lady Dragon.
Hello, my dear.
She is wondering where she can preview her portrait.
Oh, it is. We have one more adjustment to it, and I've been waiting for Nick. I had to talk to Nick, my dear. So Brittany, just bear with me on that. And I've been so caught up with this Essenverd. It has just consumed me for nigh on 30 days. But I will get to this soon. I've got a bunch of things that I'm behind on. I owe some people some IC agreements and some other stuff that I'm just behind on. But I wanted to get this Essenverd out to print in the Essenverd backpack. So soon here, I'm gonna kind of get my bearings straight, and I'll start working back on some of these little details that I have to do, because it is marvelous. And Brittany, I plan on having her show up too. So we got some things to do.
Okay, so this next segment is I have titled it "Zooming Around Zyathé.
Oh, look, see, zooming around
Zyathé.
See that? Yes.
Yes. But I am thinking that I could probably do better, or someone else could do better at naming these things. If you have better names and gooey art. I also have this one. If we were to do a reading today, I'm just going to play it because I am enjoying my life right now. This one is Readings by Alphinius.
Readings by Alphinius.
We don't have a reading today because Alphinius, his computer is being weird. Astragarn is saying I need an apostrophe in zooming.
Zooming
around Zyathé.
Yes, well done. That's well played.
So yes, we will be zooming around Zyathé in our slideshow. So
all right, so this is the Bogshore Road, and we'll start at the beginning with a quick little reprise, and we'll go through it real quick. And it's the Oldroik region, right? But it's called Bogshore Road in Environs. And the reason why Bogshore Road is so prominent, go ahead into the map, cameraman. The reason why Bogshore Road is so prominent is because it is a very important trade route that runs between Vanzentean in the south and Dawnvin in the north. And the borderlands between the two nations are really at the river. So you can see the river there, right? Everybody looking at that, see the river.
Yep.
Which is the Silver Song, I believe, is the river that runs through there, right? And then there's the Greenwood forest at the top, right up above, right? And then the Glamour Wood, I think, is down below, right? Which is pretty good because I'm doing this from memory because I can't read anything. It's just too far away. So anyway, the river comes in, and this was originally the lowlands of the Verdestian continent before it was split in two. And that Silver Song River had a huge amount of water come from it. And there's actually a whole thing about it. It's a torrent of thunder, and there's these water elementals that are there that have been imprisoned since the time of before the woe, and people are worried they're going to escape, and there's going to be all these water elementals running all over the place, running amok. But anyway, that's another tale for another time. Anyway, so the river comes down, and it makes this huge bog now called, what is it, Bleak Bottom Bog, right? This is what, right there, cameraman.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes. Yeah, Bleak Bottom. It's Bleak Bottom. No, you're good. Stay back where you were.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm looking at the comments.
That's good. You keep doing that.
Okay.
So the road that runs between them, though, because of the bog and because the Glamour Wood is owned by this wonderful, amazing, interesting character called the Lord of Hues, right? And because the Green Hollow is entirely not territory in Dawnvin. The Borderlands area is really rather open and wild, okay? And so to travel between the two areas is dangerous. And so along the Bogshore Road, about every 25 to 30 miles, there is a fortified inn. And as you all know, I love travel and I love taking my marvelous characters. And cameraman, you can go to that next map real quick. I love taking my my folks on travels. But the reason why this area is popular with adventurers is because of the Oldroik territory. And the Oldroik is this wonderful, terrible, scary place, which is off to the southeast of Dawnvin and the northeast of Vanzentean. Now, the Oldroik is claimed by Vanzentean, but they really have no settlements there. It was devastated in the War of Ruin because of this area where the flying city of Amostal that is now hanging in the sky and broken, right? This is why this area is so devastated. But it is also why there's a lot of interest, because there are artifacts, ancient magics, perhaps even flowstones in this area. And so lots of adventurers come, right? So you end up with these inns, right? These wonderful inns up the Bogshore Road, these fortified inns, where your players can go and they can encounter all manner of interesting folk, right? They can encounter traders and merchants. They can encounter people who are trying to hire people to go into the Oldroik for certain reasons, or they can just be on their own way. All right. So we kind of talked about it through a little bit. And what's next, Cameramendi?
I'm not going to go through too much of the maps.
No.
I'm just going to say we are on the continent of East Verdestia. So let's just keep that in mind.
Which is the one on the right.
On the right, yes.
The east.
Yes. So, and you can see that mountain over there on this big map where the fire is,
Yes.
that is the area that we are talking about.
That's exactly right.
So I'm just going to do a quick preview of what we did on the last slideshow.
Which basically says, you know,
Those
you
forests.
begin your journey, right? It's quite nice, right? It's quite beautiful, but
Very
it's
peaceful.
Yes, and you can see looking off to the east, you can see the mountain range out there, the Dawnspire Mountains, right? It's got this wonderful feel.
Lady Dragon wants to know, volcanic ash, does it have components for wizards?
It's not really a volcano, right? Because what it really is, and there's a whole bunch of lore about this in the Essenvert. I won't go too deep into it, but I think you're going to love it, right? Because there's this substance that is coming out of the valley, and it's slowly filling in all the areas around the hills, and it's kind of gross, and it's kind of corrupted, and it's kind of fearful, and so it makes journeying to Amostal, which is the flying city hanging in the sky that is corrupted itself, right? It makes journeying there even more perilous, because this whole area out there with all of these hills and all this barren stuff, this is filled with abomination and fearful monsters. And it's a scary place. There's all kinds of dungeons and caverns there. And the other thing is, as you're going up the Bogshore Road, right, when you're getting ready to go into the Old Droid, go ahead, cameraman, you can step on through.
Okay, so this is not where the city crashed. So the city crashed on West Verdestia, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
This is not now. There are a number of flying cities of the Etherns that came crashing to the planet during the Woe of Ruin, but somehow one, as far as everyone knows, there is only one, remained in the sky. This was Amostal. And Amostal still hangs in the sky right now. It does not move. It does not have really, as we know it, living beings upon it. But it is filled with these terrible creatures of corruption, right? This is the twisting that happens when we
I'm almost
are exposed.
positive we were promised a tour of Amostal at some point.
Oh yeah, we want to do it.
Because that, I just from what you have told me, is
Yeah.
going to be creepy AF.
Yeah, there's a number of dungeons that I'm hoping down the road, again, as we continue on this path. This is not a 1 year or 2 year thing. This is hopefully long, right? Decade, right? Maybe 2 decades, you know? And there's the dungeon beneath Mount Nephrius in the Navelin, I think is could be just spectacular. I think obviously going into a flying city and the stuff on the top, but also the things below, I think it's got tremendous potential. And then there's a number of others. So we'll just, obviously the Under Covenant is something that I've talked about quite a bit in the Vile Desolation. There's a really interesting place in Magdranog. So we'll see just kind of how we keep going on this journey. All right, cameraman. So
I'm so sorry. We've gotten off track. So it's very pleasant when you walk, and then this mist starts coming.
Yes, and then because the bog throws this mist out, right? So the mist comes, and the forest and area starts beginning to get a little more wild. Keep going, cameraman.
Okay.
And there are lots of creatures that are there. There are these dire wolves, and there's rumored to be werewolves in the northern area. And as you continue, right, you see sort of strange things. There are, so don't go too fast on me now, but there are like Ursuun, right, which are these bear-like creatures, which are quite scary, right? They're much more aggressive and much more dangerous than common bears, even the large ones. And then, of course, I mentioned that there are werewolves rumored in the northern area in the Wolf's Reach Wood.
And there is, I'm sorry, we should have clarified this. This is part 2 of this tour. And
Yes.
so part 1 is already up, and that's why we're zooming through the recap here.
Yes. So what's the next
This
slide?
is the Bleak Bottom Bog.
Yeah, Bleak Bottom Bog. There we go.
So
So there's Bleak Bottom, right? This shows the bog and again the mist that continues to come up, and you can imagine yourself on the roads, right, as you're traveling. This is why I like travel, right? Because you can throw so many things at players, and besides, it's much more realistic, right? It's much more realistic rather than just saying, "Okay, you're there," right? Now, sometimes I use that tool, but I like to travel because I think that you can bring so much more richness to the game that the adventurer seems much more real when they're going from point A to point B rather than just ending up at point B.
It does give your players a chance to role play and learn each other as players along the way.
Also to experience the world,
Yeah.
right? Rather than just going sort of from dungeon to dungeon or town to town. They can actually get a feel for the region or the area. But this is why I love handouts, right? Because you can see how, as you're experiencing this, how you're looking out these areas, like you're looking out into the Old Droid right here, and how, it's scary. It's bleak and it's broken. So It is it's quite nice. There are lots of lizard folk, which we call Algidians, with a member of the Algidians.
And these are corrupted, right? These are corrupted
some
creatures?
Of them have had, right? Some of them have not, right? But some have, right? And so they have these things happening to them, right? And strange creatures can be found. This is a marvelous image that I think a lot of people were really excited about that we have, and I really like it. And of course, there's these fetid pits areas, these scary bubbling areas that have lots of bad stuff. I don't know why that guy went bathing, but it was not a good idea.
Maybe if the water is intelligent, it was nice and clear when he waded into it, and then it turned on
into
him.
the acidity, disgusting. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And of course, there are interesting creatures, right? And so these are not zombies, right? These are what we call Bogermen, and Bogermen are members of the Unseelie courts. And they are actually sort of a constructed thing made by the Unseelies. And they have a rudimentary intelligence, and some of them get away sometimes, and are no longer under the control of the court. And there are Bogermen in the swamp. And of course, then we had this wonderful one, which a lot of people went back and forth. What does it mean? So this is a Puuk, right? So a Puuk is a member of the Seelie. And the Seelie, because there's these scary plants that are in the bog, and this is one of them. And some people thought it was worshiping it, and some people thought it was about to get et by it, and some people thought it was going to try to kick, the Puuk was going to try to kick its butt. It looks like the mean green mother from outer space to me. So anyway, and of course, then you come, and I believe was this the last one? No, not quite the last one.
We're on one before the last one.
Right. So I think this was Bogshore, I believe it was, or the 10-foot pole. The 10-foot tavern. So these are the ones that you have along the road. And again, you get the feeling for these, and people say, hey, where's the walls, right? So the walls are around them, right? So here's the thing: if you do artwork that shows the walls, you can't see what's inside the walls, and it doesn't look very good. All you see is walls. So most of these artworks where we have something that's fortified, we typically won't show the walls around them, but actually the main buildings and all of that kind of stuff. So this is a little bit of a feel. And of course, there's Da Azul, and she is the Witch of Bleak Bottom.
She is my hero.
Yeah, she's awesome. This is a really, really nice piece of artwork, and we liked it. We liked Da Azul. Apparently, she shows up in different disguises on the Bogshore and various numbers of these inns, and oftentimes tries to bring adventurers to supposedly help her, right? Which ends up being maybe not so helpful, right? What she does to them, right? Because she steals their stuff, imprisons them, takes them captive, all this kind of stuff.
For a whole history of this badass lady, check out part 1. We talked extensively about her.
Did, Da Azul, right?
Oh
and then there's a Ha'ag called Dakalva, who's also on this road, and she's really, really quite scary. So this is the Green Hollow. So is this where we sort of
yes.
begin?
So now we are going to go into the more extensive tour.
Nice. Yes, and we will do our best to be done here in about 11, 12 minutes, 13 minutes. So cameraman and I are really trying hard to keep on schedule.
Yeah,
right?
we get talking. We're a little chatty.
I hope you all enjoy this. The two of us work really hard to try to make this thing good, and I hope we're making it good for you. That is our ultimate goal.
But definitely stay around, because some of the artwork, like for any of your fae fantasy nuts, this artwork is sublime. You're going to love it.
Yeah, the Green Hollow. So if you look at the map, which is next, right? So the Green Hollow, there is the northern forest. So if you're coming south from Dawnvin, right? You have Bogshore, which is up there, right? And then the 10-foot tavern, and then you come all the way down and you get to Bleakwater Station. There's some wonderful lore about Bleakwater Station. Our friend Corey helped us with that. And it's really, that's sort of the place where the intersection is, because you follow the road to the east, and that goes into the Oldroik and follows the river. So why you keep laughing? You can do some good comments.
The chat is so funny. Celisay, I said slay the dragon, not lay the dragon.
Yes, I've seen this. Yes, this made me laugh, right? This is the bar.
I'm sorry,
right?
we've taken this not to be as family friendly. I'm sorry. Chat.
All right, don't tell the bard. All right, so the Green Hollow, you can see it right there on the screen. This is actually a forest that is not being sort of part of Dawnvin. It is actually kind of ruled by a Seelie court and by some wood elves, and the forest is kind of wild. It's not like it's tamed. but it is not what you would call sort of a really scary, unfriendly forest like the Wolf's Reach is, right? And so go ahead to the next one. So I just loved this image. I found it quite a long time ago, and I was waiting for a good time to be able to use it to give this idea of the fairy and the elvish folk, the wood elvish folk, and give you that feel of these folks that live in these woods, right? And so we're going to talk a little bit about the Green Hollow. So when you go to the Green Hollow, sorry, cameraman, you have a little drippy. I'm going to, listen, y'all, this is not that good of Hollywood, right? So I got a little drippy nose. I'm going to dab it because I don't want to dribble.
I'm sorry, I just blew out the mic. Okay.
So there's my drippy nose taken care of. All right. And y'all can't be fooling around. No memes about drippy noses. Let us continue on. So when you come
just memes about hats.
No memes about hats. The hatters, they're everywhere. So we have had some artwork commissioned, and we have some other artworks that we have purchased, and you can go to the next one, cameraman, and we show just how you, the feel of the Green Hollow is a little more light, right? It's not like happy, little, music playing in the background, happy little children running around, but it's a little less ominous, perhaps, than other forests, right? And so this,
I'll say,
yeah, we wanted
this.
to
I would call this enchanting.
It's an enchanted. It's more of an enchanted thing. Now the Lord of Hues, who owns his rules over the Glamourwood, which is to the south, which we'll talk about in a minute. That is truly an enchanted forest, but it's scarily enchanted because the power that is being used there. But these folks, as long as you're reasonable, you're going to get welcomed here by the Seelie Courts, or perhaps welcomed by the Wood Elven folk that live here. There is a really wonderful tale about the sea, and I don't want to go too much into it, but there's a wonderful tale about the Seelie Courts here and a dragon called Syndraxia who lived in the bog, and how they were being wiped out by the Unseelie Courts. They were being killed, and how this dragon came to help them. And we'll have a picture in a little bit that we're going to show that's really, we've showed before, but it's marvelous. And how this really came to be a wonderful tale about the dragon and the dragon's child, the dragon's baby. So let us continue on, cameraman. So, this feeling as you're cruising through the wood and you get to encounter different creatures and different things like that. And then every once in a while you come upon a really, really interesting place, like hit these next two, cameraman. I really love these next two that are coming here. So, you got this, it gets a little dark in certain places, right? And the mushrooms, they're glowing, right? And you can hear these interesting noises and birds and all of this stuff, right? And can't you feel it? You feel this sort of enchantment thing, right? As you're going through there, and for me, this is the wonder of travel, right? The wonder of travel is they get to experience this, right? And of course, I'm not running a game right now, but can you imagine, right? All the things that they could encounter, the people they could meet, just by taking a few steps into the Green Hollow. Look at this next one.
This is the art. This is the art.
Yeah, that is one of my more favorite pieces. Is Kishore who did this for us, and it is quite amazing, right? And so this is the idea of the Green Hollow: is we didn't want to have every forest in the world be some evil place, right? We wanted to have some that were interesting the other way, and this is kind of the idea behind the Green Hollow. So in the Green Hollow, obviously, there are the Wood Elves. Go ahead to the next one, cameraman. There are the Wood Elves, and the Wood Elves have a great relationship with the Fairy. And this is a stock image that we did some modifications to. But is that not beautiful? I mean, it is just marvelous. It's just what a wonderful feel of a Wood Elf interacting with the Fairy, and it's just, can you imagine, you come into a glade and then you meet these two, right? And they're friends. They've been friends for life. I mean, whatever we want to make up, right? Because this is the dance we are dancing, right? Just this tale that gets told as we continue on together.
You see, as a player, if I'm in this beautiful place, meeting all these interesting NPCs, I am so suspicious
that
of course,
you think they're all going to kill you,
about to go wrong. I am so paranoid at this moment. I want to enjoy the unicorn, and I want to speak with the elves, and yes.
No, I know it. But I do like in my games. I do like to bring this. Not always have it always be horrible, right?
Yeah, we call it a red herring.
Right. Or just some joy of meeting other folks that are not going to try to cut your head off, right?
Yes.
So if you look at this next image, this is a wonderful image too. Look at this. This is the the elves typically they build on the ground, but they also build in trees. And this is part of the Wood Elf clan home that is there. And you can kind of get the feel for for these tree villages that they have. And of course, if you run afoul of them, these elves, go ahead, Cameron Mandy, you can go next. These elves are skilled in the woods, and they could sneak up on you really easily. So, those murder hobos who want to go in there and start burning the forest down, and, because they're so suspicious, they start cutting little heads off the little fairies and all that kind of stuff. They're probably going to end up with a little bit of trouble. And there are obviously interesting characters that are going to meet, like this next one here, right? So there are nymphs, and this image was so wonderful. I just had to put it in here. It's just a great feel, right? You can, this feel of this nymph who is sort of engaged to this tree, right? They are almost like one and the same, and it's just a great picture. And this next one is so adorable, of this of this Seelie fairy with a little fawn, and just a fantastic feel of the people that you could meet as you're in the Green Hollow. And then of course the final image, and this is in a double spread in our book. This is the child of Syndraxia, they call Baby, and this is the dragon that now lives with the
Baby?
They call her Baby, yes, but she has a real name, but they call her Baby.
With an apostrophe? The
A-B? Baby. Baby. Yeah, never mind. Anyway, but no, is this not marvelous?
Yes, this is a gorgeous piece of art.
One of my favorite pieces of artwork, and this was a paint over that we started with a piece of stock art and then gave it to Kishore, and Kishore made it, I think, really much better. It's a wonderful,
gorgeous,
wonderful piece.
So in the comments, first off, I was tracking the entire conversation about dragons' child support that was going on. Very interesting conversation.
This was the whole the dragon, slay the dragon.
Listen, people who watch this on Twitch, this stays up for 2 weeks. You might want to go check it out. All the technicalities of dragon child support. I was actually thinking this, Zyathé said this, even in Lord of the Rings, the party had a moment of reprieve with the elves of Lothlorien. Yes. But just keep in mind, I think in the books they stayed longer, if I'm remembering correctly. But in the movies they were out of there because you got to keep that tension going.
Yeah,
so
that's exactly right. But also, they also went to Elrond, where they went there as well, where they escaped the orcs, got help from the elves when that happened, and so that was another place of reprieve. But it does really, to me, give a nice break in the
you need it, because you need to be able to know the people that you're playing with in those moments, as well as in the dangerous moments. I mean, it all kind of comes together to create a rich story. And so if you only have one and not the other, then you don't really get the full experience of being a person in this world.
That's right. Which is what you want to build, right? It's the depth of character.
Yeah.
And the fact of the matter is, if you do the kind of things that I do, these people come back into play, right? They meet them, but they don't just meet them once, right? They see them again later for different reasons, right? Or someone comes up and says, you need to help us, or whatever, right? So it gives you as the game master a lot more ammunition as you're building your games, that you can bring these different things to the table. So
I remember watching the commentary for, I think it was Fellowship of the Ring, where Merry and Pippin, the actors who played them, had a joke about them impregnating a bunch of the elven women. And they were, I don't know, I just thought it was really funny because they were talking about dragons' child support in there. But if you watch, I just remember when you watch it, it's hilarious. So I do recommend the Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring commentary with all the cast and crew, because they are hilarious.
Onward.
I'm just saying there could be a romance that happens in this story. So anyway, okay. What are we on to? We are on to
right there.
Okay.
So this is a Bleakwater Station, and Bleakwater Station is a very famed inn on the road. She's just sitting back there smiling. She's laughing.
I'm sorry, I'm just
going on in the comments.
It's Billy Boyd and what's the other guy's name? Dominic Montague, and they are so funny. I'm just saying. Okay.
But anyway, so
moving on.
So this is what we call an inside joke, and nobody gets it except for cameraman D, right? So
that is not true.
All right, let us continue.
I have to think other people have watched that commentary.
I haven't. I'm going to have to do it now, though. But let's go to the next one.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so we're at Bleakwater Station. We are going to...
Yep, right there. So Bleakwater Station, you can see it right there on the map, right? At the intersection of the river and the road. And that is sort of the main of the inns. There's some real interesting lore here about how the queen of Vanzentean became the queen of Vanzentean, and some peat bog trolls that came in here, and a number of folks who were slain, and a whole bunch of interesting lore in the Essenver that you're going to love. Let us go to the next one. So this is a picture of Bleakwater right here, and I love this image. There's actually a wizard here, and she is quite talented and quite skilled, and actually one of the reasons that Bleakwater Station is relatively safe because of her presence. And so they actually built a tower for this wizard, and she is.
So this is not a tavern. This is a wizard's tower.
No, just the tower on the left is the wizard's tower, but the rest of it is a tavern and inn called Bleakwater Station.
Very nice.
Yes, and it's a cool little building, and it's got this is a great piece of art. It's really fun.
Yeah, this is 100% within the realm of Gooey art.
Yes, and so then you're standing there, right? And Bleakwater Station is very close to the Silver Song, which is the next image. And so the Silver Song River kind of comes down, and you kind of get that feel, right? After you get past the edges, the fringe of the Green Hollow and the fringe of the Glamour Wood, and you begin to move into the Oldroik, right? This is kind of that feel that you get. And again, this is, you show, all you have to do is show this, right? You show this to your players with a little bit of description, and they are there. At least that's the way it seems to me, right? So, and there are a lot of fearful things on this road, and why you don't want to stay out at night. And this next image has a lot of drama to it, and I really like top. Yes, there you are.
Sorry,
cameraman. He's all absorbed in the comment.
No, I was just saying we have a first-time commenter. Another one.
Oh, nice.
Drunk Irishman.
No, everyone loves a drunk Irishman.
Well, no, it's not drunk. It's druck. Druck
Irishman. Druck. Hello, Druck.
But Genghis Khan, Colorado, who I'm guessing is Donnie, says, welcome, Derek. So maybe Druck Irishman
Druck is Derek?
Maybe.
All right, Druck. Good to see you, my friend.
Anyway.
I have a little Irish in me. Anytime you want to have a little snoot of the Irish, I'm good to go with you, my friend.
This is an awesome image. I'm sorry I got us off track, but yes, everything about this.
Yes, so you can see the ominousness of it, right? The fear of it, right? She does not know, right? She does not know.
I want to know how many hit points that thing has.
Yeah, I want to know how many hit points she has. It's going to be a problem. And of course, there is this terrible thing that rides the northern road between Bleakwater Station and Castle Strovic in the far north. Or I think it's Castle Strovic. Anyway, I think the one in the far north, I'm pretty sure I'm right. It is called the Cowl. And the Cowl is a creature that only wishes to slay. There is no rhyme nor reason to when the Cowl appears. There is no understanding of why the Cowl appears. But they know that when it does, that many people will die. It has attacked fairly large caravans and killed, and it has attacked individuals by themselves on the road. So that is Bleakwater Station.
Okay, so we have one more section of our slideshow to go. It is 11:03. I think we should just push forward.
That is absolutely fine with me. We have one more section. We'll finish it and then let everybody go. And then we won't have a stream next weekend, my friends, because it is Christmas Day, right? So we will, I'll be eating pie and opening presents, I think. And
I hope that this
lets you celebrate a different thing. Then
Yeah.
you probably have been opening. I guess Hanukkah's been rolling here for quite a few days. So if you've been on Hanukkah, you've been already getting your presents. And Kwanzaa here is coming up, and then Chris Wood's favorite one is Christmas. You know about Christmas? Yes, Christmas.
Like critical.
Yeah, like critical attack, critical hit, right? Critness.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, I'm sorry. I was about to get off topic again, but let us finish. And also, I hope this is getting you guys so psyched for East Fordestia.
Yeah.
It is getting me absolutely amped
for. Yeah. I hope that,
Fordestia.
listen, y'all, and again, we solicit your feedback. If you think we're going too long, if you think we're boring, if you think we could do something better, we want to hear, because we want to make this thing great for you. This is something I'm really enjoying it. I'm enjoying putting them together. I'm enjoying the lore. I get steeped more in the lore by doing it, which is wonderful for me. And Camera Manny and I, of course, have a great time doing this together. But we also want it's got to be a joy for you. And so you let us know. Let us know. All right, what's next, Camera Manny?
Okay, so we're going to go to the map of the Glamourwood.
All right, so the Glamourwood has a special thing about the Glamourwood. We're going to end on that slide. That will be our last slide. But the Glamourwood, Carrie and I started talking, and Carrie was doing a little bit of helping us with the Essenverd, and we started talking about a fairly famed musician who has done some pretty cool things, and a certain movie and some other things like that. And we really wanted to give a little nod to this person. So the Glamour Wood is very much an enchanted forest, but it's not necessarily anything like the Green Hollow. There's a lot of magic there, and there's not maybe quite as necessarily as sweet a ruler right there. And the Seelie and Unseelie courts, as well as the elves, all that abide therein, bow the knee to who is called the Lord of Hues. And first name is really Maxim, but we just call him the Lord of Hues. But as you go ahead, Cameron, so as you traverse into the Glamour Wood, there are a lot of glamours, right? So this is really an opportunity for you to bring a lot of really interesting artworks and strange happenings, illusions, fascinating sort of places, right? So go to the next one, Cameron, right? So it is said that the Lord of Hues in the center has this magnificent castle that changes colors, and there's also supposedly a labyrinth underneath the wood and underneath the castle. So this is all what is there, right? All of the trees have these glows and these hues, right? They have these beautiful sort of things going on that make them almost unnatural, right? Unseemly. And of course, this is a wonderful environment for you to take your players where they can go and see this for themselves and enjoy this for themselves and perhaps meet the Lord of Hues. Now, let us be clear. This is also not the safest place because those who abide therein, and there are a number of them, go ahead, Cameramendi, and there are a number of them, there are spirits, there are creatures, and they are dangerous, and they serve the Lord of Hues. And so this is a different thing if you go into the Glamour Wood, right? Even the Unseelie and the Seelie, go ahead, Cameramendi. Even the Unseelie and the Seelie have a different point of view than most you would find with, even the Seelie have a different point of view than you would find perhaps in other forested regions. And of course, there's all manner of these marvelous, what would we call non-noble faerie, right? The guinea finks, right? Here's one right here. This is one of my favorite images we ever did. This is a guinea fink right here, right? So hopefully if everything goes as planned, we're going to have this wonderful Cyclopedia Monstrica for West Verdestia, and a section of that is going to cover all of the non-noble faerie, right? The leprechauns, right? The bogeman, yes, the pooks, right? These wonderful creatures that are part of the courts, but they are not necessarily always part because some of them leave the courts and go out on their own. So this is a guinea fink right here, which I think is wonderful. And anyway, as our last slide for today, and our last picture of this is Maxim, who is the Lord of Hues. And of course, it is our nod, our tip of our hat and our heart to David Bowie. And we are pleased to give him a little bit of love here in this wonderful tome of lore. Isn't that nice, Cameraman?
Oh yeah, it's everything about the Glamour Wood. See, I love Carrie's aesthetic. I think Carrie and I have an appreciation of each other.
Yeah,
but
marvelous.
yeah, like I love that she brings like the beauty and the fantasy and the enchanting side. I like the ominous stuff too. Like you need to have that balance. It's not great if it's all glamour.
Yes.
But yeah.
Now this guy though, he's a little like the guy in Labyrinth, right? He's not exactly the sweetest fellow.
Oh no,
right?
absolutely. But I mean, it's beautiful to be in.
Yes.
It is the idea of it being beautiful. But again, this is why you have the previous one, which is beautiful and peaceful. If you are peaceful.
Safe.
Yeah, and then you go into this other place and maybe you've let your guard down a little bit because you've just left.
Yes.
Sorry, I can't remember the name of it.
The Green Hollow.
Yes, the Green Hollow. And then you come into an equally beautiful place.
Yes.
And it's little trickstery.
So the next part of our tour, we will go further south on the Bogshore Road. We will go all the way to the northern area of Vanzentean, where we will talk about the Dunewood Forest, and we will talk a little bit about the Southern Bog, and we will talk about a couple of those inns down there. Like everybody wants to know about Stinkin' Fingers. How did somebody name an inn Stinkin' Fingers, which is actually quite a popular inn, actually, to tell you the truth. And then we will take a little trip out to the east into the Old Droik. And I'm very excited about this because, my friends, I'm going to tell you, the flying city, the city that is up there, the dead, corrupted flying city of Amasal, has been in my mind for many years. And I am very much looking forward to taking a little tour of Amasal. Anyway, my friends, I hope you have. I'm sorry, cameraman, do you have a couple comments?
I have
I'd love to. This, come on, bring them.
Yeah, all these are just asking about Kickstarter updates.
Oh, yes, I need to do that. Okay, so we are shipping right now lots of stuff, and we are dropping digitals of lots of stuff. We are pushing out the Essenverd tome that is going to press. The covers are already at press. The maps are going on Monday. I thought they were going to go on Friday, but I got a little more work to do on them this weekend. So I'm going to work on them after we get done signing all of these things.
When you say they were going to go, you meant to press.
To press,
not
yes.
out to.
Yeah, to print. But all of the folks in the international who have not received anything yet, you are all getting your first shipments. They are going out. Many of you who have gotten stuff and now are waiting on other things here domestically, you're getting a second shipment that is coming. Some of you are getting stuff right now. Some of you have to wait a little bit because you ordered the Essenverd, so we're going to wait until we get the Essenverd. It really depends on your Kickstarter back, if that makes sense. Because depending on the content that are therein, you might have to wait a little bit till we get this last little piece printed, and then we're going to send it. So I'm so excited about the Essenverd. I'm blown away by it. I think you're going to be blown away by it. I think that Westverd and Essenverd is going to be magnificent. Of course, you've seen the Decks of Perils Fortuity. Those are going out. Those have all been printed. They are fantastic. We've got the 2 new adventures, The Menace in the Mist, Strangely Gooey Holiday. We are working feverishly. We have a full draft of the Glooming Doom, which is the one that takes place in Darkenhaven. We have a full draft of that manuscript. We have a wonderful, wonderful progress on The Witch's Wrath, and we have wonderful progress on The Dead in Fallow, which are 2 more of our side quests. Those are all 3 of our side quest adventures that came along with this, and a lot of you have been getting these drops. I hope you love them. I think they're just spectacular, spectacular. So any specific questions in regards to the Kickstarter?
Not yet. And I just realized David wanted me to play something that I forgot to add in.
That. Yes, you should.
Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, this is going to embarrass me, but it's okay. We can do it. We can do it the following too, if you wanted. David, thank you for doing all those little things that bring smiles to our faces. It is wonderful to have these. I don't know, what do you call them? They're little vignettes?
They're just fun little animations, that David does.
Oh, yes, and Cameramani's Scenescapes, right? You've got, tell us about how many of those you got, Cameramani. I had a number of them done,
Yeah, I think I have 25. I think I have 10 Carnival and 15 other scenes around Zyathé.
Yes.
I know the forest scenescapes are mostly complete, but I want to add more to them. There's a lot of really cool forest travel type things. And then there's some just random locations around Zyathé.
We need a bog. Yes, we need a.
Yeah.
I know that wasn't in the list. I know we got the.
I'm doing a lot that are in the list, to be honest.
She's going off her deep end.
Right, you know what? You get inspired. You got to just do the ones that inspire you. Plus, we're waiting on art for some of the ones that are listed. We're just starting to get in tavern art. There has not been as much. But yes, so I'm going to be working. We're having a really, for the marketing agency, we're taking the week off between Christmas and New Year's. However, I will be working on Scenescapes at my house during those times to
and we're going to do a New Year's Day, right? We're going to do your New Year's Day stream.
Yes,
we're going to do a New Year's Day stream, friends. Right?
Yes.
So all of you with your hangovers, we're here for you.
Okay, we have... yeah.
I will come in with one of those things on my head, the ice bag, you know that thing,
one of those old-fashioned ones.
Yeah, the old-fashioned ice
bag. Okay, so we got in some specific questions from Ben. So those international backers who ordered the Essenverd will receive it with the first shipment?
So I think that we are shipping the Essenverd folks after. I think that is what they're doing. I need to ask El Ben. I apologize for not having that answer perfectly in my mind. But the thing is, here's the deal. For a lot of the folks who backed internationally, no matter what we do, there's 2 boxes. There's no way to stop it because it's just too much stuff, right? Somebody who ordered, chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Or Essenverd, Westverd, all that kind of stuff. So we are kind of trying to balance that as best as possible. And we are trying to manage the shipping costs, especially to Europe a little bit, which you can understand, Ben. It's so outrageously expensive. So just bear with me on that a little bit. And
forgive that mistake that I just made.
What are you squeaking for?
I just randomly put a blue background over your face.
Hey, I like that. It's random blue background right over my face. It's perfect. Put it up again, cameraman.
Oh, no.
No, you put it up again. That'd be great.
Yes.
Hello, I am here as I'm
so sorry, guys. We're getting slap happy.
So Ben, I can't tell you exactly for sure, but you and I can send an email back and forth and figure that out. And we're working on those wonderful portraits of for Jan and David and Andreas. So we're working on those as well. I think it's going to be spectacular. So anyway, my friends, I'm excited for you to get all this stuff in your hands. I'm excited for the next round of shipping, which we're going to do. And I think the one thing we are probably going to be a little tight on in terms of trying to get it out here in this next few months is this Gloom port. And the reason why is because the maps take so long. They just take so long to produce. So it is possible, and we'll check with folks on that we'll have everything out and shipped to you, except for that. There's not a ton of people who ordered it. There's a good group, but it's not a ton of people. But we are looking very seriously about doing a Kickstarter, a second Kickstarter in the March timeframe, probably latter part of March. Before that, we will be doing the great game show at Genghis Khan. And I know there's a lot of you coming to Genghis Khan. So hopefully, if you're not coming, you'll think about coming, right? Because we're going to have a lot of gooey folks there, and Donnie and Andrea are going to make this thing great for us this year.
Listen, I know there's a lot of people who joke about it being GooCon, but I want to be very clear. It is Genghis Khan.
It is Genghis Khan.
It is Genghis Khan because there is so much more than just what we're doing here at Gooey Cube, and Andrea and Donnie put so much work into it. This is their baby. So yes, we're going to have a section that is going to be really fun, and they are so amazing at supporting us. And, like kind of internally, we'll have our own little Goo section. But Genghis Khan is so much more than just the Gooey Cube section. You're going to love it when you come out here.
Yes,
You're going to
Michael and Laura run these wonderful Adventurers League things. There's games all over the place. They have a whole game room where you can check out different games to try different games. They've got 3 or 4 different big gaming rooms. There's a nice vendors hall. It's a great little con, and hopefully going to be a great big con in the future. That's our goal, right, Donnie, Andrea? Build this thing up.
Yes,
make
absolutely.
It special. Make it a central TTRPG convention where a lot of people, I think, will enjoy to come. So that's it's wonderful.
Okay, let's play this video from David, and then we'll sign off.
Yeah, this is the one that I'm not going to do.
I know, this is the one that you're not about, but he requested it. Okay, here we go.
Those of you in the den, David has been doing all these wonderful little vignettes and these little sort of animations with music behind them. They've been a lot of fun, David, and thank you for doing that. And to all of you, right, to all the new people who are starting to write things for us and contributing things, and to the folks who've been around since almost the beginning. We appreciate you all truly. A heartfelt happy holidays, truly, from us to you. May your holidays be wonderful, with your joy and friendship, and may you get at least a second piece of pie, if not a third.
Indulge, enjoy yourself. Life's too short, and get your 5th piece of pie.
Yes, may your little kids sit on your laps and smile and twinkle in their eyes. Or if you're like me, may your grandy kids, right, your little grandy dudes and your little grandy girls, may they be all over the place. And if you're just with friends, may you all smile and enjoy each other, clink a glass, and may your new year be gooey indeed. We'll see you on January 1st. Cheers, my friends. May all your adventures be sticky. Aha!